Hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. It's a little difficult doing stuff at the moment over the winter period because I'm always outside and I use a lot of electrical equipment, as you can see in the previous videos, and with all this water ain't going to do anybody any damn good. So it's kind of like this really. We need to find something to do, and in order for me to get all the other projects finished, I need to get this thing up to power. Yeah, we're on this again. I'm sorry for the ones that are here for other reasons, but we are going to be doing some MacGyvering because I have picked up a side rail that normally fits on the side of a buck, you know, the little frame rails that came off, I think it came off a Mitsubishi. I actually think it came off a Mazda, but they told me they never broke a Mazda, so that must be a Mitsubishi or a D20, I'm not sure which. But whatever it was an army green colour, and it was old, and really, it might even have been a Subaru. Could have been a Toyota, could have been anything really. But anyway, what I am going to do with it is where my holes are up on that white piece, I'm going to modify it and I'm going to put it on there. So there's just two bars that go across. But here's where it gets a little bit more useful to the job, is because I want to take that panel off at some point this weekend or whenever we get a period of time where we don't have any heavy rain, and I want to weld some crossbars across as well. And that's the first half of a twin roof rack, because the second part I've already got in the back, but I'm not sure it's going to work. We've got some purposely moulded slits here, so I'm thinking about putting another rack on there, and then I'm going to build a framework, a box, and then I can put all my spots on the front, and then that give me a roof rack the full length then, which means I can then pick up the next piece of steel for this project, which is another bumper. There is some steel down there, and I want to refab that bumper because it's well, it's big, clumsy. I want to put a winch on and some spots, and I also want to run a tube system on that so I can run a H-frame. So if I need to get anything really large, I've got an extension to a roof rack up front, you see. That's the purpose behind that. It's one of them removable things, so it's not a permanent thing. And if we need to collect anything long like a sofa or longer metal, then we can just throw it onto the roof. Bob's your uncle, Tina's your sister, and we can get it home, so to speak. So that's the plan. But the first stage is to cut these bars down. Okay, after having all my tools evicted from the living room, I've got a mess everywhere, box there, but I mean, she just literally said, Christmas tree's going up, get rid of this stuff, and that was the end of that. But anyway, this is what I took off the vehicle. I have no idea what it came off, because the only part of the vehicle that was left was the buck at the back, and to be honest, that was pretty rotten anyway. Already marked out where the holes are on my existing roof, so at some point I've got to chop that there, and I've got to make sure that that bit here fits exactly in that position there. In fact, I'm probably better off cutting that one first, moving that across, and then trimming according to what I need to trim it to. They are now altered. They have been shortened. Oh, I'm getting tangled up in my wiring again. Yeah, as I was saying, they are now shortened. They're not brilliant, but for what I'm using them for, they will be fine. Actually goes that way round. Okay, so what we've got left to do on these, well, you can see there's a horrific gap on that one, and I've got to cut that and just add a little extra to it. But what I will be doing is possibly adding either extra welds on there or a piece of block steel to support that a little bit further. Reason behind it is heavy weight that's going on, and if I decide to take these tubes and weld them on to that point instead of that point, because they are a bigger diameter, I've got something I can weld to. Only problem is I haven't looked yet at the roof that these are being bolted to for any ribs or any such thing that sticks up, because obviously that will hinder whether they can be welded in or not. So that's one of them faith jobs, you know, will it work or will it not? That's the best I can come up with at the moment. Alright, it's Monday. It is Monday. I have pulled this off, and I've got two bolts, temporary, all the holes are now drilled. I've managed to hit the metal plates underneath without a problem. The old holes will just put some sealant over and then we'll sand down all that roof line once this rack's been made, and get some bed liner on it, or get it raised up in the air and just hit it with bed liner and try and get rid of all that white, which we're gonna have to sand it down a bit. We ain't got any choice. And the reason I'm bed lining that's because of all of this stuff here. Look guys, it would be an astronomical effort to sand and fill, and we've not got the weather for this. In fact, I don't know how many days it will be before I get a chance to bedline it, if I'm honest, because we've had so much rain lately and the moisture content in the air is horrendous. So even if I bedline it, I probably won't stick for very long. I was thinking about primering it, but you know what, I don't know, we'll see where we end up. Right, that's the roof rack. That's the roof rack painted. That was the only bit I was really interested in. I did it on the roof because I wanted to get sort of a coat sort of covered in anticipation for the proper paint job. What we've got to do tomorrow is we've got to fill in all those other holes with some sealant, nothing special. We've got to mask off that window, and we've got to clean, so I might hit that with a power washer as well, I don't know, we'll see. I've got to clean that all down, and then we can hit the rest of it. That took 2 cans of bed liner to do that, but it is now done. Quite pleased with that. I don't know how strong it will be, but it's there. Right, I got the roof rack leaned on. I ain't bolted down yet. We'll bolt that down when I get back. So far, rather pleased with that. I still think I should have ground that back though. That's ugly as sin, that is. Pleased with that, guys, I really am. That has come out quite good. I just don't know how well it will stick. Who knows? So, we've still got some decisions to make. What are we doing about that back piece? I mean, I sit there last night, I wire brushed all of the metal back, painted it up. I put some foil across just to hold the rust back a bit, and that'll all come off at a later date, but it actually hasn't blown through. I've been rust treated, so I am thinking that maybe there is hope of saving that. I don't know. If we can get that off during the summer, get it around the back, put the thing end up on a trolley maybe, and get it around the back, we can power wash all the rust off with sand and water, and then we might be able to bedline all of that back up, and then do the same with the chassis, and then put it all back together, and the issues that I've got are resolved. So that's kind of where I'm at. The next thing I want to do though is get a roof rack constructed up there. That's my next quest. And yeah, before anyone points out that bar is bent, it is bent, and there ain't nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it is. So the next plan, some bars to come up similar to what I've done here. So a bar goes up, across and down, even if it's just 2 little ones. I just want something there, and then there's going to be like a basket on top which may come over the windscreen a little bit with a plate underneath to act as a sun visor, and then there'll be a row of spots, and then we've got enough metal on that roof to be able to start thinking about getting the rest of the steel for the front bumper if I decide to go down that road. But not only that, we can get the steel for the roll cage on the ratter, which I'm looking forward to doing, which is what this is all about. Everything has been leading up to something. I haven't just been doing this because I've been starved of videos. I've been doing this because this is my next run up to the next stage of the rat rod. Without that roof bar, I can't get the metal, and I am stuck until I get that metal. There's not much more I can do at the moment apart from that valley gasket and get it running a little bit better. So that is it for the moment. We've just got the glass to put in. As soon as the glass is in, we'll trim up this plastic piece and put that back, and then I'll show you the last end result, and then we'll upload. We are finished. Painted all the bolts up. Windows back in. I'm bloody pleased with that. A good bit of effort. Right, folks, I don't really know at the moment what else I can do. I need to go back to the yard before Christmas gets here, and I need to get some more steel. I need some thicker steel to do the frames to go over, and I reckon, unlike what's going on here, I reckon I'll get something about that sort of size to make the basket. I'm pleased with that, and then we'll start thinking about other things on it, but I need to slow down. This is not the project that I've been building, if you see what I'm saying. It is only a means to get the other one done, and I don't necessarily need that front bumper altered, but I do need that roof rack. So, and I want something nice to drive around in. I'd love to give that a bit of a body lift. And I've got to replace the seals in the summer because they're rotten. So yeah, chassis work in the summer. So we'll do the roof rack next, and then we'll get some foam put over the bars so I can get some steel back, tie the foam down, and we'll move on to the next job, which I'm looking forward to. So, I'm sorry the videos don't match up to some people's expectations, and I'm sure there's a few of you out there that have been saying, when are you going to get back to that bloody rat rod? Soon. Very soon. Well, unfortunately, the wind and the weather is just not playing with me at the moment. It's just not playing ball at all. I went round a mate's last night and he pointed out that black paint was very grey. So I put a light on it late evening and he was right. It was extremely grey. The cold weather, the frost got to the paint basically. Even though it was dry, as soon as that cold weather hit, that was it. It knocked all the black pigment out, and it went grey. So this morning I went down 7 o'clock tool station. Unfortunately, I bought some paint, and the wind has just blown too hard, so I've had to keep the nozzle as close as possible. And the problem with that is it's left me with streaks. I may have another bash at this at a later date. You know what? I hate putting videos out where things are just not quite finished. I hate doing it. It knocked me off. And this is knocking me off. I think with the conditions we got, I think I need to buy a high coat can with the big fan jet, and then maybe I can just get that looking a little bit less streaky. Blinking nuisance it is, but there you go. There's not a lot I can do about it. It's the wrong time of the year to be doing this anyway. We all know that. You know, who am I kidding? It looks better than it did, and so that much I can say. So now we're finished. I've put the plastic inlay back on, and we've got the new rubber seals in. That's all I can do. It is all I can do. The streakiness in the paint, there's nothing I can do about that. Nothing whatsoever. I'm a little disappointed with it, to be honest with you, but you know, what can I do? Right, so next is the front roof rack. I think that will make a huge difference, and I think we might drop the wheel arches off, take them in the workshop, sand them back, give them some black paint, but I don't know if I'm going to bedline those. I might actually just do a straight 2K satin black on those. I don't know. They are subject to scuffing. You can see it on there now. And I've got to order some new rubber because this rubber seal is rock hard, but I didn't particularly want to take them off yet until I got the paint sorted out. And as you know from that, wrong type of the weather's wrong. And I did wonder to myself, and that was pointed out to me yesterday as well, that maybe I should just put a buffer wheel, see if we can't wash off all this road film and whatnot, and maybe hit that with a buffer, because that could come up shiny. I think we could rescue the wings, but if you look closely, because that rubber's rock hard, It's put a rust line, it's rubbed the paint back to metal, put a bit of a rust line in, it's done it there as well. A nuisance. I don't like those arches, never did. They wouldn't look so bad if the body was higher up by quite a considerable way. The other thing I've got to do on this soon is I've got to change the dash clocks, because those ones are set up for a different gearbox wheel, and I want to change the glove box because I managed to somehow scratch that one up. I have access to another one, so yeah, we'll put that little lot back together, I think, as well. I don't think we're going to do any more for the time being. I think actually I might put this down now because it's the wrong weather. I can't do anything with it. I want the roof rack for definite, and I still would like to tackle that front bumper, but I don't know how I'm going to do that at the moment. So 2 hours sleep. I was up at 7, down the paint shop, tool station. 8 o'clock I was out here, still cold. That was the only time I thought I had for lack of wind, you see. So yeah, we'll see you next week with what I don't know. See you later.